Hi guys, we're just going to do a quick update on the plot. We've done a little bit of work. Obviously now it's the 1st September and things are starting to wind down on the plot. Now's the time to start getting ready for next year. As you can see, the plot's looking relatively bare at the moment. First off, this bed we still haven't finished, but here you may notice there was a load of rubble and stuff here. If you look at the last video, we started turning it over and taking out the cut grass. This little bit here produced that much cut grass, so as you can see there is a huge amount of cut grass. We'll dig this back to about here, so from where that bed was back to about here, which we can then put bark chip down over and the grass shouldn't come through. The polytunnel, again, this has collapsed completely. I just got to get around to doing it. The polytunnel, we've had, it's got to be 20 kilos of red tomatoes out of here already. We've got some forming again now, some nice ones in the back there. There's a couple across along the floor which have been pulled off in by mistake, but we've got tomatoes sort of, you know, appearing every day now. They're just ripening up lovely, but as you can see the trusses are lovely and still full of tomatoes, and we have had pounds and pounds and pounds and pounds off these. Likewise with cucumbers, you have to excuse me, I've got a load of onions and stuff, garlic and things down here drying. We'll go onto the beds for that now in a moment, but things are starting to even cool down here. But again, we've got some large cucumbers. There's 3 or 4 there, 1, 2, 3, 4 by there. We've got another 2 or 3 here, another 2 or 3 there. It's just cucumbers, absolutely. We've got, you know, 4 or 5 little ends coming on there. There's cucumbers absolutely everywhere on these plants. You know, we can't pick them. You know, a couple of big ones down there. See one there, look. One down there on the floor. So cucumbers we've done really well on. These things were absolutely pathetic. We just didn't have the sun this year. We have got the odd chili here and there. A couple of small cayenne coming through, and a couple of small bird's eyes and things like that, but other than that we've had absolutely nothing off them. One good thing for us was the blueberries. We had a really good little crop off them. Back out here now, as you can see, we've tidied up a fair bit. All of this bed was full of crap and everything else, but it's gone. We've had a hammering on some of our cabbage. If you can see, the slugs have absolutely massacred them, and I should have really sorted this out, but our red cabbage is doing really well, and some of our other cabbage. Our collies have gone to bolt, but our kale and stuff's doing really well. Our broad beans, we're the only one up here who's been pulling beans off. As you can see, they still look pretty good, even though it's gone very cold up here. We've probably taken maybe about 8 carrier bags of beans off these, and you know, there's more forming again. You know, there's beans everywhere. So you know, all in all, you know, this moonlight that we've used, and they're right to the top of the poles, as you can see, were really good. We've cleared all the peas out from in here where they were, and we dug over where all the spuds were, if you remember last time, and that's just left us with a couple of pumpkins. We've got that one there, little and forming down there. We've got another pumpkin forming there, but overall it's pretty pathetic really. Even on the pumpkin front, it's just not been the weather. We've recently planted some comfrey up here, so this section here is going to be a comfrey patch, so we can make our own liquid feed and things next year and use as fertilizers. It can end up in the compost heap and things. Again, courgettes, we've just had absolutely kilos and kilos and kilos of courgettes this year, and they're still not showing any sign of slowing down. Got another little pumpkin there. This plant here, we were unsure, a bit of mildew setting in on it now, look, but we were unsure what it was in the last video, and since then it's turned out that it's actually a patty pan. You can see a little patty pan formed down there, so that's good. The chard, although it's got a bit of slug damage, the rest of it's fine, and it's, you know, we're still pulling really good, strong rainbow chard shoots out of it. But again, all our paths have all been nice and weeded, ready for the winter, and beds are getting ready. We've got more onions here to come out, and some spring onions there that need coming out. A load of lettuce has gone to bolt, but we've left them in for the chickens. A couple of nice bulb fennel, there's 4 or 5 of them there. We've had some radish go to seed, and our beetroot there, but everything else is gone. Wurzel's looking a little bit worse for wear. His trousers have bleached a bit and what have you, but again, bit of work on him now and he'll be right for next year. Another bed there which we've totally dug out. We've got leeks in here going alright, so they'll be ready now for the winter, and we'll use some of these beds for other stuff, like we'll get garlic and stuff in them now, sort of middle of September. This bed here is going to be our carrot bed. At the moment it's about 3 foot deep of weeds. These are all the weeds that we took out of the paths and everything else, and out of the beds, so you can see how much work we've actually done on the plot. You know, there's hardly any weeds, but they're all in here. The reason for this is we're going to put them through we can take out the dock and things like that, and then we're going to put them through you know, like a chipper, and then they can be added to our compost. This is our strawberry bed. We haven't got into here yet, so we've still got quite a lot of dock and things in there which we've got to get out. And our raspberry bed, all the new canes, we've got to cut out all the old stuff, but again, that's all ready to go. All the peas are gone from here, but again, nice clear paths. Corn, we've got corn formed, which I never thought we'd have, but whether or not it comes to much remains a lot to be seen. So we're back down to the pumpkin thing here. This is the section that we haven't really done a lot with yet. You can still see 1 or 2 weeds in the watercoal here. And again, across here we just haven't managed to get up this section yet. Another pumpkin that's grown a little bit better. Butternut squash came to absolutely nothing this year. Along here we had French dwarf beans. Okay, again, there's a lot of weed in here we've got to take out. But we've still got French beans that need picking, but they're not much cop now. These are lots are going to seed, so I might just let this section go to seed and collect the seed from them. Along here we've got all our fruit bushes, but there's a lot of bindweed and stuff in here. We need to get control of this, and there's a lot of stingies and things, so we've got to get in here and clean this up. All our rhubarb is all been left now to go back to the crowns, so to feed the crowns again. And there's a lot of weed along here which we've got to sort out. That being said though, the plot itself is now looking pretty tidy. It's ready for the winter, pretty much. Like I said, we've just got a little bit down here now to dig, get some weed membrane down, and then we can bark chip this area and we'll be done here. There'll be a few changes for next year, because we're going to move this shed around on the length. We're going to have a big potting shed coming on this plot here. If you remember, we've taken over this plot. Hi mate. These are all the rocks we've moved out of that little section that was there. That's how bad this ground is. And that is that pile of kutch grass and things like that. So you can see it's not a small pile of kutch grass. On this plot we're going to get this polytunnel and also a large potting shed. Chickens all waiting to be fed, so going in. Come on up the way. I'm coming running over. So we're going to feed these now. We'll have done with them. Well, I haven't opened that yet, but again, in here is their chicken coop. Needs a bit of a clean, but it's looking okay. So guys, that's it. If you have any questions, give us a shout.